Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. In today's video, we're going to have a look at the newest event that has started today. At least if you started playing the game on day 1 of global launch, it should be live for you. If not, if you start a little bit later, well, this one is server based. So this event will start depending on when you started the server. It should be around like 28 days or something like that after you started on your new server. But this event is called Imperial Shadow Recast, and you can collect Shadow Amethyst to summon legendary hero Uteor. Okay, so if first we have a look at him, well, I'm just gonna say this from my point of view, he's not that impressive. Okay, so he does not have the best skill set out there. Let me move myself a little bit to the side so we can go through his skills. And well, basically he has an increased ally defense by 30% in all battles. The aura is pretty good. It's amazing because, well, any aura that can be used in all battles is going to be awesome, as there are tons of content out there. So having one that works everywhere is useful. So this one is a plus. Then on the passive, when any other hero dies, the hero gains 10% ultimate energy. So I'm not sure if this applies only for your team or for the enemy team. If it applies for the enemy team, then it can be interesting. If it applies for your team, then it's weird if you don't have a reviver. If you have a reviver alongside him, this can be helpful as he comes back to his ultimate, and I guess this pairs pretty well with his ultimate that does resurrection at death to all allies for 10 seconds. So I guess, you know, every time an ally dies because of this resurrection on death, let's say you have 2 or 3 of them, he gains 30% of the ultimate energy, which means he's gonna come back to this pretty often, and it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be live most of the time. And then with the passive, he's just going to keep being able to use it. So I guess this one's good overall, especially because he gives defense up too. But the only downside is if you have something that needs to be speed tuned, or like, you know, perfectly tuned for all the skills to land at the right time in certain content, such as like the temporal vortex, it's not perfect because they lose part of their ultimate energy. As it says here, the hero will retain only 75% of their ultimate energy. But overall, it can be decent. I really like his battle skill though, because it does, you know, necrotic damage on a pretty good area with a 100% chance of landing attack, penalty down, and healing prohibition. So having this on the battle skill makes him pretty good. And honestly, looking at this, from my point of view, he seems like he's decent overall, but he's not god tier. Like, the attack penalty can be helpful in any boss encounter in the game. You know, Grave of Venom, it can be good for the Grave of Rot where the boss heals. It can be good for the Heretical Ruins if you don't kill the ads and the boss tries to heal. So it's a good battle skill. While the ultimate, well, giving defense up and resurrection and death again can be decent, but I'm not sure it's good enough. There's plenty better out there. So that's Uteor. But if we have a look at how many points we can obtain, it says here through Shadow Dungeon you can get, I think, a maximum of 90, if I understand it correctly. Then summon, through summoning you can get a total of 60, and then Continental challenges up to 90. So let's start to have a look at the first one, okay? So the first one is clear dungeons to get Shadow Amethyst. So if you click on obtain points, it just says, basically it's just the Grave of Venom, okay? Even though it says dungeons, I'm not sure if it works for other ones. Let me see, does it say other ones? Oh yeah, it's here. Difficulties and corresponding points, depending for each clearance, 9 and 14, this is weird. So I'm guessing it's all of them, but from the image it's just the Grave of Venom. I guess I would have to test it out and see, but I've done some Grave of Venom, I got myself here, and the total amount that I can get from this one is 15 amethysts, okay? And this one's going for 5 days. So 15 from this one, and then if we go and have a look again, why did I click out? So 15, 90, if you split it by 15, that means there's gonna be 6 of these ones. So in this period, they're gonna have 6, and you're gonna obtain total of 90. That's pretty straightforward. Now let's look at the next one. This is where it becomes a little bit tricky. So the next one, summon to get Shadow Amethyst. So this one is just straight up summon Healolite die. So in order to get all of them, you need to summon 60 Healolite die. And I think it has to be on the specific Healolite aggregation banner. So if we go over here and check this out, let's see. It's not here. Okay, it's on this one. So Healolite summon. So you can summon up to 100. So if you summon up to 100, but I guess 60, you can get the total amount. If not, I don't know what to say. I feel like the most reasonable in this 1 month would be that most people could get up to 20, maybe maximum of 40, okay? Especially if you're like free to play, low spend. If you've been saving, like I've been saving and I'm at 14. I've not done Fey Meander, I've not done Pillar of Trials. There's some other areas where I can get Healer Light die, and then I can just straight up buy Healer Light with War Motto. So let's say 40 is the, you know, the best that you can get. That gives you what, 20, 30? Another 40. So that's another 40 that you can get with the 90 that we get from over here. That's 130. And then there's a 90 over here. That's 210. And then if we have a look at the shop, it costs 200 to get him. So I have a feeling like for somebody that's free to play, it's going to be extremely difficult to get him, or maybe not, because there's some other stuff that can be obtained in here. Like if we look at the Continental Challenge, this one's basically, there's 6 bosses on the map, and you can hit some of them each week. I think it's first week you can challenge up to 3 times, next week 4 times, then 5, then 6, if I'm not mistaken. And let's say, for example, let's say I go to this one over here because I prepared myself. So this is the Chief Challenge, okay? So I'm targeting the Lightning one, and basically what you're going to try and do, you're going to try and get a team of the same affinity. That's what I was saying behind a few days back, maybe like a week or 2 back. Just keep farming Goblin, keep farming the domains, prepare yourself the resources so you can build more heroes, because, well, this type of event is what we used to have in the Otherworld Exploration. That's how it used to be, which is, if you look over here on the Cliff-Sided Trial, Otherworld Exploration opens in 27 days. Well, the 6 bosses that we see on the map were the bosses that we had on the other side, so on Otherworld Exploration. So I'm guessing we'll have something different there. Might be interesting, looking forward to that. But for now, well, these ones seem a little bit difficult. And what you can do is you can challenge up to 3 times during this week, but it says like this: each hero can only be deployed once, and then each boss can also be challenged once. Okay, so for example, if I start fighting this one, if I keep the result, all of my heroes that I use in that team are not going to be available for the next one, and at the same time I cannot target this boss as well. Massive warning for this one, and hear me out before you go in and try and go crazy. Do not attempt to do these bosses yet. You have a whole 6 days and 9 hours left, so basically 6 days left. Try to do this only when it comes close to the end, in the last day, or if you cannot do it the last day because you're busy, the day before. The reason why I'm saying that is because you're going to try and get yourself the best teams possible before you start fighting, so you can get the best results possible. As an example, if I go and do the fight right now, the maximum I can do, and you know what, I have a pretty solid team. Let me just show you the builds, okay? So, see, mostly legendary gear, mostly legendary gear, mostly legendary gear, mostly legendary gear. I guess I missed something that I have to put an artifact back that I tried, and then I used him as a healer, mostly legendary gear. Well, after I did this fight, I could only do up to like 7 million. And you know, you see how my account is looking. So it is pretty tough. I'm obviously going to still test some teams here and there and see how it goes. But still, you're going to try and get yourself more resources by waiting a little bit. What I'm talking about here is, if you watch my other video from yesterday, not from yesterday, sorry, from earlier, if you look over here at what happened, at least for this, okay, wrong thing, but if we think about what happened at the same time that this one opened, is we also had this one, Legendary Forge Material drop rate increase. So because this one has popped, you're gonna obviously go crazy on farming a ton of legendary gear from the Grave of Venom, Heretical Ruins, Ancient Battlefield, all the other ones that you can farm on stages 7 or above. If you are not at stage 7 or above to farm legendary gear, then don't try and go crazy. Get your teams to be better to get to a point where you can farm legendary gear, and then only then start farming and using your stamina that you saved up, because getting legendary gear is obviously going to make your teams to be a lot better. So that's why I'm saying wait, okay? Don't just fight this. Wait till you get your best teams and then attempt to do this. One thing that gives me a little bit of hope is the fact that you have a chance to maybe rank, and then you can get some other amethyst, because if you look at the reward preview over here from ranking, you know, you're obviously, let's say you're not going to get top 10, because, you know, you have to be a Kraken or you have to be some insane good account. But let's say you're trying to aim to be like top 300. You're gonna get at least 2 more. You know, it's little by little can add up, and if I saw correctly, that's like 4 weeks, so you can get like at least 8 extra from here, if not, you know, maybe more, 12, maybe some like 16, 20, depending on how well you play. So it is a chance to grab yourself more shadow amethyst. So, you know, don't get totally discouraged. Do as much as you can, because at the end of the day, even if you cannot grab yourself Uteor, you can get yourself at least 2 Healer Light dice. Okay, these should be pretty easy to obtain free to play, because just by doing the dungeons, you're gonna get yourself 90. You grab another 10 from any random other ones, and you're gonna get 2 Healer Light die, and then maybe some more Starlight Stone dice, and you know, you're getting basically some other free rewards just by farming some dungeons and having some fun in this game. Like, I'm gonna enjoy testing the difficulty of these, even though they might be a little bit too hard, but who knows, maybe the next thing is gonna pop in the Otherworld exploration is gonna be even harder. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. One also quick caveat, from what we checked with in the CC chat, these will not carry over to the next season. Okay, the Shadow Amethyst, you cannot save them and say like, okay, I'm gonna keep them for next season, I'm gonna try and buy Uteor then. It does not work like that. You just have to use them this season. However, keep this in mind. Next season, I'm not sure if the same event is gonna pop up, but next season, if you started just this season, you're gonna have all the heroes that you summon from this season carry over to the next one. So on the next one, you can have a stronger start of, you know, building some solid teams and just focus on like really good core, and then you can compete in this one. Hopefully there's gonna be the same next season, you know, have the same event, maybe just add some more stuff, and then everybody to have a chance to grab Uteor, because I guess he's not top tier, you know, he's not the best legendary in the game, but he might have some good usages. So yeah, I think that's all that we're gonna cover for now. If there's gonna be anything else that I'm gonna see, I'm definitely gonna make a video on it and explain to you guys. If you have any other questions regarding this, just leave it in the comments below. I'm gonna try and answer as many as I can. Also keep in mind, I have a Discord where I have designated channels for Dragonheir. Join my Discord. Again, the link for my Discord is in the description and in every single one of my pinned comments, so check that out. Come join us. Any questions, you know, just post them there. I'm gonna answer, or you know, there might be somebody else from my Discord that might answer to you before I do. But yeah, I guess this is gonna be it for the video. I'm really curious if I am gonna be able to do it myself, to get myself Uteor with farming this as much as possible. But you know what, let's be patient with this, guys, because we still got 27 days. Like I said, we got 27 days. The Continental challenges are there for like a week for each of them, so we're gonna try and do the best that we can, because, well, these boss fights, the advantage of them is that you need, basically, you're gonna need to build single target damage, so something similar to the temporal vortex. Like whatever team you have for vortex that does the best single target damage, that's what you might try to build for this one. So for example, if you have some wild teams, or if you have some dauntless teams, or you know, any other type of team that does some crazy damage, try your best, but do not save up until you're getting close to the end, up until you're getting close to the reset, because you want to be at the best that you can when you save your keys for this one. And keep in mind, you're gonna need to have like 3 teams. Okay, you might need to have a lightning team, a full lightning team, you might need to have a full poison, and then a full fire one, or whatever they're gonna be the best on your account. But yeah, anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.